Yo, I don't know if this is the quickest time cover, like a chapter title has been addressed.
I think it is.
That was the first, other than like the location, that was the first line of dialogue.
Yeah.
Battleship bags.
You scratch your head at the title, and then you get to the first page, and it's like, oh, okay, well, there's my question.
Okay, that's what they meant.
Wasn't a mistranslation. It sounds goofy at first, because when you think about battleships in the world of One Piece, everybody breaks a battleship. Like, anybody can do that, but without honking, without a devil fruit, insane. Actually insane.
This is scary, but I feel good because a lot of the Admiral detractors, they're coming around.
Yeah.
They're like,
people are coming to our side. Yeah.
They're like, you know what? I think Yonko is so stronger, which, you know, we've been saying, but Admirals are strong too. That's all. Yeah. That's it. That's all we've been saying.
That's all I want.
That's all we've been saying. Admirals are strong as well. That's it. I don't know why it's so difficult for people to just admit that and agree to that.
Yeah, like the Yonko, of course, Kaido would probably beat a lot of admirals, but the admirals are strong. They're not weak.
Yeah, they're not weak.
That is all we fought for. We're not fighting for the W above all the Yonkos. We just want that small W.
That's it. The people saying that admirals aren't physically strong, they gotta eat their words a little bit.
They're more than their devil fruits.
One of my favorite things from the chapter was Brand New talking about strength. It's different in this translation where he talks about no one's born a hero. It's a strength you have to earn. It kind of alters the message a bit. I think in the previous translation, it was more so literal, talking about, okay, they weren't born like monsters per se. In this translation, it's saying it's more symbolic, saying that like no one's born a hero.
It's hard work.
It's hard work to become a hero. This place should be the first place that all new recruits probably visit.
It really should. Honestly, what I think this place is missing, it's missing a battleship for Kobe. I was really hoping that Kobe had one.
Ooh.
Even if it was barely dented, even if Kobe's battleship was intact.
Yeah.
I really do wish Kobe eventually does this.
Well, we'll talk about Kobe in a little bit.
Whoa. Wait, what'd you call him? Hey, bring that back. What'd you call him? The Pink Mamba.
We got to talk about Pink Mamba a little bit later, but
Mamba's dope.
We have some questions. A little. I don't know why I felt bad. I'm a villain guy. Yeah. I love villains, but I don't like the Blackbeard Pirates.
No, I love these, bro. It's so they're so toxic. These guys are super toxic, and I think this is what One Piece needs. We need people like this.
Listen, they're perfect for the story, and it makes it more interesting because you're gonna have polarizing opinions, people on each side.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, y'all are so disrespectful. Like, bro, even Shiryu,
they are not Katakuri. Like, they're the opposite.
No,
they're the opposite.
No, even in the translation says, so this is the legendary hero in quotes.
The extra salt.
So this is a legendary hero? Okay,
bro. Vasco Shot.
Yikes.
Said that, man. Like.
Yikes.
Rip. Like, here's the thing.
Oh my God.
He didn't even really fight Garp yet. He just said this in the beginning. Like, this is how he greets him. Well, he walks into the restaurant and says, this is the legendary hero. Like, he didn't even meet him yet.
Here's the tough part, because I'm assuming a lot of time has actually passed and they've probably been clashing with him, considering that at the end, Hibari's already thawed out, right? They've already evacuated all the slaves or the captured, and like they've all been already evacuated and at the sea already. Garp doesn't have his jacket on anymore. He looks like he's been beat up a little bit. I think it's been quite a while, so he's probably interacted with him before. But here's the thing. They're operating on the notion that, oh, this is the legendary hero, because they low-key have a legendary hero on their side as well.
Yep. They have Aokiji, a candidate who was about to become fleet admiral.
So for them, it feels like, oh, this is a legendary. You have Aokiji with you, who's probably the person that's doing most, if not all, the damage to Garp. You guys aren't doing anything.
And he's in his prime. Like, Garp isn't in his prime anymore.
He's not.
Kuzan is.
All right, this is a hot take. I think Garp is the strongest character ever.
No. You're discounting my man Vasco Shot.
I thought about him. Based on this chapter, right?
What's up?
Do you think Garp looks better than Old Beard?
Yeah.
He is 2 years older.
So that's a rough one. In terms of endurance or durability, I would say that Whitebeard looked better. But in terms of power, I think Garp looks better.
Remember, also, Old Beard was sick.
Yeah, Old Beard was sick.
And Oldbeard got stabbed by Scored before boxing against Admirals.
What did the narrator say? Like Whitebeard got stabbed like 4,000 times, shot
a lot
like
of
200
times.
Bullets. Yeah, Whitebeard was a tank.
He was different.
He was built different, and that's kind of the thing too. Like if Whitebeard was scaled up from where he was in Marineford post time skip, how strong would he be? Right? Like with the introduction of hockey, with Conqueror's hockey being a thing, how strong would Whitebeard actually be if we could see all of those? We have no idea, and that's kind of the hard part too. It's just One Piece is such a long series, and the power scaling has changed drastically over time that it's hard to scale Garp, Whitebeard, Roger, and just people from the past. That's just kind of how it is. So it's rough when you like try to argue Whitebeard versus Garp, but portrayal-wise, I'm enjoying Garp a lot more.
I think it reminds us of Luffy, you know? But just on the Marine side. So I think that's why it's so endearing to me. But I think I like just how it's more machismo with him though. He's just like an old badass. Yeah, like I just like Garp a lot.
The craziest part is that we know that Marines get offered high-tier devil fruits. So Garp must have turned some down at some point.
Turn it down.
Yeah, he turned it down. He wanted to stay how he is. He could have had a blade, but he didn't take any swordsmanship whatsoever. He's purely the fist.
The fist.
He is the best fister in the verse.
I don't think there's anybody close. Maybe Akainu second.
Maybe, I hope so, man. We bring up Akainu from time to time, but I really hope Akainu is that guy. Just on like a
I was
side
talking
note.
about it on stream today that other than Dragon, Akainu's the only top tier that's not active. I just thought of something.
I think it's an Easter egg. I don't want to believe that Bogart's actually here still.
Is he a real character at this point? If Bogart's on that ship and he doesn't go to help Garp, are you a real character?
Is he really Garp's right-hand man? Would Zoro let what happened to Garp this chapter happen to Luffy? I don't think so.
No shot.
Like no shot. No shot. He would show up. Why is Bogart, if he's actually here, not be on this island? It is baffling. That's why I think that maybe he is here. But I feel like he's more of a Easter egg more than an actual main character, because he didn't even get an introduction bubble.
Now, Kobe thinks he's Spider-Man, right? For whatever reason, I can see Tom Holland playing Kobe in a live action. That's who I see playing Kobe in the live action. That's who I see, bro. I promise.
Playing Kobe. Oh, brother. Dude, what makes this worse is that Kobe, before we get there, Kobe says, yo, we can't underestimate the Titanic captain.
Then what he does? What does he do?
Literally 2 seconds later. That's so wild. It's a joke.
What are you doing, kid?
This has to be a joke.
What are you doing?
Brother, he says, don't underestimate the Titanic captains.
Who are you talking to?
He turns around, he goes wide-eyed, like a VTuber concert, and he falls for the trap. I don't understand. I feel like if you have observation, you can sense him, but I feel like you have to be looking for Shiryu, right? Like, Kobe has observation haki. It's confirmed. But I don't think he was looking for Shiryu at that moment. Whereas Garp, being the monster that he is, I bet he could sense him.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why Garp was able to show up in time.
Here's an interesting part.
What's up?
About it, where I'm realizing more and more, because we kind of look into these things and try to justify them through theories and explanations or whatever.
Yeah.
Where we talk about like devil fruit, like what, like it's kind of the chicken or the egg. Are people a certain way because of their devil fruit, or a devil fruit did they choose the person or whatever? And I think outside of the story, Oda's given these characters devil fruits to match their personality. So like typically whatever the devil fruit is gonna match who this character is. Shiryu is shiesty. The invisible fruit works for him because that's just the type of individual he is. Like he will stab you in the back and you not see it coming. Him doing this, they're trying to gas it up as well by they started to call Garp Iron Garp. Was that a thing before this?
I don't know. Iron Garp is a weird one, right? Because when I think of Iron, going back to the beginning of the chapter, I think of Iron Fist's full body. I don't know.
I think of Iron Man Kettle, right?
Yeah, like Iron Man Kettle, Iron Fist's full body. Like, why Garp, right? Like Iron Garp?
I've never heard that before. Maybe I missed it, but like, I guess they're saying this is difficult. This shouldn't happen. But or Oda somewhat manufactured a Shiryu feat. And we talked about this.
Manufactured a feat.
You imagine like, oh, he stabbed Iron Garp. What? Garp is a regular man. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Iron Man? Who'd steal Garp?
What are you talking about? This attack is weird because Garp is a closed fist. Like you said, he could be holding something, right? Could be holding something and he grabbed him, right? But it looks like a closed fist. It's just a weird panel altogether. But he grabs and then
It's gotta be a grab.
He doesn't punch him because look at where his hand is.
It's like a dragon claw. It looks like he grabs Shiryu and then he's pulling back his clothing and then he
slams him,
throws him over the shoulder like some WWE stuff, right? Like The Rock Johnson just coming in, laying down the smackdown.
And Shiryu's just
he's laughing.
Because they know what he knows what this means.
Laughing at this man. Like first we had Vasco Shot, right? Vasco Shot was like, "Hey, you're the legendary hero. What a joke!" And then now we have Shiryu laughing at Garp. Like
they know what this means, bro.
It's toxic, but I think it's kind of cool.
It started off as pow, then for thud, then bam to show that he's now matching Garp. But also not just that, him talking about Dragon, right? Which is a pain point. Then him talking about Luffy to him, which is another pain point.
Man.
Yeah.
He trusted this guy, telling him about his family every day, training with him. That hurts, man. But
then when Kuzan became an admiral, he's like, let's go get a bite to eat. He's like, I'm an admiral now. He's like, I'll just get some tea, right? And they were still hanging out, Like, this is his friend. It's like, he raised Kuzan damn near in the Marines, He literally said, you have a habit of raising enemies. And Garb said, we're through my boneheaded pupil. This is sad for me.
It's like no tears are shed, but I think, this could be a little bit toxic, but for
it looks like it's gonna be rain today, man.
That's how it is, right? For guys, like you don't shed the tear.
Not right away.
Punch and you go with it, right?
You fight through it until you're alone.
Yeah, like maybe they're leaving, and then Garp is like, "Hey, I need some time." Maybe Kuzan leaves, and he's like, "Hey, leave me alone. I'm gonna go to my room." Right? Like that's how it is.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Damn, you have a habit of raising enemies, unless like they are both in on this.
This would be the most convincing act I've ever seen.
I don't think Kuzan is after Blackbeard. I think Blackbeard is kind of chump change in regards to what Kuzan wants. I think Kuzan wants Celestial Dragons. He wants to get rid of that system.
Kuzan wants to change the world.
He wants to change the world. He feels like through Blackbeard, he can change the world. Let's see if we can change it for the better, even though we're doing bad things. Elon got me, bro.
Oh, man, just watching Garp and Aokiji fist each other, it's wild.
Okay, that's what's happening.
Well, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. What's interesting about this too is I'm just gonna skip to the final panel real quick. But after Garp gets hit and he gets knocked back, he doesn't get up afterwards. He lays on the ground.
And he's holding his head like Luffy did.
He says, "Hey, justice will prevail." And he looks kind of sad, right? Like he looks sad that he had to hit Aokiji. He didn't look like he enjoyed that punch afterwards.
Yeah, because he grabs his head and he just lays there and said, "Don't lose your head. Justice will prevail."
I almost wonder if Garp is saying that to himself. Like obviously he's saying that to Kobe, but I wonder if he's also like trying to boost his own morale up by saying that.
Think about this. Remember that back then, I mean, even Whole Cake Island had talked about when you trade fists, you can tell how somebody is really feeling.
Yeah.
What if at that moment he really felt how Aokiji was feeling?
Yeah, the saying that real men speak with their fists, I feel like it's the same way. Like, the fist we see Garp give to Kuzan, we look at it and we're like, wow, what a crazy punch to the jaw, right? Like, he broke it. But in reality, I think this might be the fist of love from not just Garp, but from even Kuzan.
Yeah, look at how Garp is holding himself, like how Luffy normally did when Garp hit him.
Yeah, like it's such a bittersweet moment, and the one thing I hope for is I hope it's worth it for Kuzan. Like if Kuzan later, right? Maybe when Kuzan gets his fight with the Straw Hats, or when Kuzan finally gets defeated, I hope that Kuzan has a good reason for all of this. Because right now we're kind of going off the idea that Kuzan is working for a greater objective, right? Maybe he wants to take down the world government. Maybe he wants to change the world. If it's anything less than that,
disappointment.
It's disappointment. Like Kuzan is at this point where if he doesn't have a good reason, then not only did he betray the Marines, but he, in a way, he kind of betrayed his father. Like Garp was with him all these years. He mentored him. And Garp he's not happy about the situation. And I think going along with that thought, I think there's a reason why we see Garp on the ground and we see his reaction, but we don't see Kuzan.
He has to do something major. And also, is this advanced Conquerors hockey between the two?
Hey, you don't want my opinion on that one. I think it is Conquerors hockey, but a little bit of headcanon there, right? Like lightning flashing. It's rough to say if that's Conquerors hockey or not. If Kuzan has it, I don't think anybody would be upset by it. I think it'd be cool to have an active admiral have Conquerors hockey. So I kind of want him to have it, but that's still like undetermined.
Yeah, one person I know Akainu has it. No question.
I hope Akainu has it.
He has it. What if the people to pull up and save Garp is not just Sengoku and Suru, but also the vice admirals that were recruited?
Oh, that would be nice.
Momosagi and Shaton, and also some of the people that were there. Remember, when Garp was giving this speech in 956, I think, talking about Wano and God Valley, or 957. What if some of those people, Hina and
Tokukage or whatever his name is?
Yeah, they show up, because I think the appropriate thing that could stop this island right now is maybe a shockwave from Sengoku.